Let's stop using the term stress and let's start thinking about a much more powerful and much more impactful word: adaptability. When we think about stress, can any of us really define what it means? No. But when we think about it being adaptable, it means we can cope with any stress that comes into our life. And that really there is the key to dealing with stress. So let's change the conversation from stress to one of how can I adapt to it? How can I build up my adaptability? And then we really do have the power to do something about it. So we know stress comes in three forms: thoughts, traumas, and toxins. So if we're going to build up our adaptability to stress, we need to think about focusing on these three areas specifically to do something about it. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to do lots to make a huge, powerful, and purposeful. So let's talk about trauma stress first. Trauma stress is physical stress on the body, and it really is the easiest place to do anything about. We all know that the biggest stress traumatically that affects us is sitting. Sitting, that impact, that load on our body can be very dangerous. It doesn't move the heart, it doesn't move the blood, and over a long period of time can cause problems. When we have physical stress, it can reduce our body's ability to cope with emotional or toxic stress, the other two areas that we get it from. So the simple thing that you can do every single day is move. Now, it doesn't mean moving a lot. Simply, you can just take a few steps, walk around the block, up the stairs a couple of times. That simple action of moving every day will improve your trauma stress. And then we've got to think about the toxic stress. The toxic stress, what are we putting in our body? Is it good for us or is it bad for us? And that's a bioaccumulative effect. That means the more we do it consistently, the bigger impact for the benefit or the detriment that it will have. As human beings, we'd much rather be given something than have something taken away. So what I'm going to encourage you to do when it comes to toxic stress is to give yourself something good every day before you start trying to eliminate the bad stuff. And we know what the bad stuff is, I don't need to teach you that. So why don't you try this? Instead of thinking I've got to drink 2 litres of water every day, just start sipping. Continuously sip water through your day, then you're bound to get enough. And when we think about food, why not just pick your favourite vegetable? Be it a carrot, be it a pea snap, be it some broccoli, and just have one extra of those every single day. Just one every single day. And in a year's time, you've had 365 extra vegetables, and what amazing impact that's had on your stress. And the final one is emotional stress. Emotional stress is probably what you are all listening to this video for. It's the biggest thing that causes a problem with us. And as I said at the start, let's think about how we can adapt to it, not focus on it. The biggest emotional stress that we struggle with is anxiety. Anxiety can pretty much be an umbrella term for all of those other stressful events that we think about. So what I want to encourage you to do is get the understanding that anxiety and gratitude are two completely polar opposite emotions. What we can do here is very powerful. If we spend some time each day thinking about gratitude, the things that we're grateful for, anxiety simply cannot coexist at the same time. So if anxiety can't coexist at the same time as gratitude, whenever we're feeling anxious, we should stop in our tracks and think about all of the things that we are really grateful for. Now I can hear you saying, well, that's not easy to do when you're in the situation, and I totally agree. So what we need to do is we need to do something every single day where we stop and we think about the things we're grateful for. Now it could be amazing places and spaces like this that are on our doorstep. It could be our family, it could be our health, it could be our friends, it could be the food that we have in our fridge. But if we just spend 5 minutes each day really focusing on that, the next time you move into an anxious situation, it's going to be much easier for you to pull up those grateful and gratitude emotions to push anxiety to the side. And with all of the things I've said, I know it's difficult at the start, but what you've got to do is you've got to put the work in every single day. Just take a couple of minutes every single day to move, that's your trauma stress. To drink some water and have some vegetables, your toxic stress. And to think about the things you're really, really grateful for. Consistent action over time will make the effect that you're looking for. I'm on your side, I'm here to help, and I hope that gives you something, just something, to start working with. Life is tough, but life is also very, very fun. I know you can live it on your terms. I look forward to hearing how you've done once you follow these few simple steps.